my name is Ashley. I'm from Soaring Sparrow Healing. I would just like to welcome you to my channel and to my page, and thank you so much for listening in. Today's video is going to be all about empaths and how empaths actually channel their power and how it is affecting with whatever is happening in the world right now. It's a bit crazy, but it's okay. Change is coming. But how that actually works for an empath and what that looks like. I also want to talk about how to protect yourself as an empath, because doing protection for an empath is actually slightly different from just protecting yourself from things on a day-to-day basis. So for those of you watching, if you are an empath, you probably understand a bit of what I'm talking about. For those of you who aren't really sure, essentially what an empath is it's someone who feels everything, feels other people's emotions, they feel what's going on, they feel on a very deep level. And a lot of times, especially if you're very new to understanding what it means to be an empath, or you're starting to notice some of these things, what you will actually be finding is that it's extremely overwhelming, and it's sometimes very hard to differentiate between what is your feelings and what is actually someone else's feelings. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. So thank you so much for tuning in. As an empath, what's really important and what our job as an empath is to actually be able to help ease other people's emotions and being able to take that burden and that energy, that really hard energy away for them, and being able to take it in and to be able to, what's the word that I'm looking for? I guess allowing it to release through us as an empath and gifting it back to Mother Earth. And what I find is happening with a lot of empaths out there, especially if you're still quite new and trying to figure it all out, is actually being able to do that release part. And this is something that took me a really long time to learn how to do, because being an empath, you feel so deeply, you want to fix it for everyone and you want to help everyone. So what happens is that you end up giving so much of yourself to other people that you end up forgetting about you and about actually looking after yourself and replenishing and refilling your own cup, which can be quite detrimental in the long run, because that means that you end up very quite drained and exhausted and end up making yourself feel quite sick because you're holding on to everybody else's energy. So I know that there's a lot of protection videos out there, and there's a lot of different techniques on how to protect yourself from other people's energy, especially negative energy, and with everything that's happening in the world at the moment, there is a lot of anger, a lot of fear, a lot of hate happening, and there's a lot of people that are taking that on, and because they're not releasing it, they're then in turn actually living in fear and hate, and it's causing a lot of turmoil right now. So now more than ever, if you're feeling everybody else's emotions, you feel that you're an empath, or if you're just not sure, you have work to do at the moment. So I want to help be able to channel that for you. So first thing, as an empath, okay, that is really, really important. When you're out and you're around other people and things like that, as I mentioned, it is your job to help people understand their emotions, and if something is feeling really overwhelming, to be able to take those emotions for them so that it's easier for that person to process what's going on. Okay, it's not your job to fix it for them. They still have to do the work, but you're there to help ease that. Okay, so really easy techniques that you can do as an empath within that protection space. So first thing that is super, super important is your connection to Mother Earth and connecting in and grounding yourself. As an empath, if you're living very much in your head, it's going to become very overwhelming, and you're going to start to feel everybody's shit. So really important to remain grounded. So really easy technique to do with that is you can do this anywhere. If you work in an office, you work with people, you're at home. If you can get outside, fantastic. But even if you're stuck at your desk or wherever you are, this is a really easy technique to do. So what you can do, so both feet planted firmly on the ground, legs uncrossed, because you want the energy to be able to flow for you. And it's about feeling the earth beneath your feet. Okay, so what I do and what really works for me, and again, you may find that you have your own little technique that works for you, but what I find really works for me is just dropping into my body, having a feel of what's going on, and feeling my feet firmly on the ground, and I focus on a couple of big, deep belly breaths. Okay. As empaths, especially if we're picking up on other people's anxieties or we're feeling stressed, we tend to do a lot of breathing into our chest, and that essentially isn't fully grounding us because we're living in that anxiety portion of the body. So when we breathe and we take a deep breath into the belly, we should actually feel our belly expanding outwards. We shouldn't be sucking it in, because then that's actually breathing into the chest. Okay, so it's about actually breathing into the belly, and we should feel our belly actually completely relax out in its natural state. So when we take that deep breath in, now I know you can't see my belly right now, but it's expanding out and contracting back in as I exhale. Okay, so taking that deep breath into the belly, what that allows you to do is that allows you to, one, calm your nervous system, and two, it allows you to just drop into your body and to feel what is happening for you. Okay, now the next thing that you can integrate with that is actually feeling your feet firmly on the ground. What I like to do is I like to picture my feet growing roots of trees and actually growing all the way down into Mother Earth, spreading itself out as roots do of a tree, and actually connecting all the way in down to the source of Mother Earth's energy. Okay, so this is all done through your mind's eye. Some people may visually see it, some people might just feel it. Everyone is different, and there's no right or wrong, and I think that's really important to understand. So it's about connecting in with the soles of your feet, feeling them as roots of trees going down into the ground, and connecting in. And as you're doing that belly breathing, you're feeling that power coming from Mother Earth, and you're drawing that all the way up into your body. So what that helps you do is that helps you be able to actually connect with yourself, and it helps you to be able to understand what is your emotions and what might be somebody else's emotions. Okay, so that's really important. I do that. I make sure that I do that a couple of times throughout the day, especially when you do work with people. It allows you just to connect back to yourself, to your breath, and just to be able to understand what's going on. Okay. Now, another thing with empaths, so there's a lot of protection videos out there, and a lot of, creating bubbles, creating mirrors, things like that. Those are really, really powerful, and they're really great, but it can actually be really hard for an empath to do that, because again, our job is to actually help absorb those emotions and release them for the other person. So really good to still do your protection, okay? But when you're doing your protection, it's about actually asking for those emotions that are overwhelming for others to be able to be released back to Mother Earth, okay? Because she's going to take them, she's going to release them, and she's going to allow to ease that, okay? Now, if you work mainly with spirit, I connect really well with Mother Earth. Yes, I do connect with spirit and source as well. So some people will connect with that aspect. So it doesn't matter how you do this, okay? So it's about asking for protection from what is not going to serve you a purpose, and asking to release any emotions that are not yours, okay? So what I find really helpful is if I'm talking with someone and I'm conversing with someone and I can start to feel that they're feeling really emotional. And as an empath, you might feel like you want to, like if that person wants to cry, you may feel like you want to cry. And what the funnest part, what I find really fun about being an empath and being able to read people is if someone's sitting there and they're like, yeah, I'm happy, everything's great, everything's grand. And you're sitting there and you're trying to not to cry because you feel like you're almost in tears. I feel that that's such a powerful gift because you can actually see through what's actually happening for that person. And it allows you to open up that conversation, and it allows you to be able to go, you know, I can actually feel that you're feeling a little bit emotional at the moment. Is that something that you would like to talk about? Okay, so it's really powerful in that way. I know some people might not be at that stage. They might just go, oh my gosh, I'm feeling overwhelmed by these emotions. So it's about taking them and releasing them so that that person then finds it easier to understand what's going on for them. Okay, now I'm hoping that makes sense. Some of this information is coming through spirit as well, so it's I feel like it's feeling a little bit muddled, but that's okay. They're saying that it's getting through, so I just have to trust, and that's something I'm working on at the moment, is trusting what's coming through. So when we're an empath, okay, so protecting ourselves from other people's energy. So first step, grounding yourself, feeling Mother Earth underneath the soles of your feet, roots of trees, grounding yourself. What I do like to do is I like to picture a ball of light. And again, it can be any color of light that you want, and it may change from day to day. Today I'm feeling green, which is all about heart space energy. So opening up the heart, releasing, and just that coming from a place of pure love. Okay. Again, the color is up to you. A lot of days I work with gold and white for clearing and protection. But today I'm really feeling the color green. So what I like to do is I just like to sit, feet on the ground, nice big deep belly breaths, and I like to close my eyes when I do this and picturing a ball of light. So with each deep breath that I take that ball of light and I like to expand it with each deep breath so that it completely surrounds my body. Okay, now really important with this, because you're already really grounded and you're connecting in with the core of Mother Earth, really important to take that protection all the way down to the core of Mother Earth. It doesn't just stop at your feet. Okay, same when you're creating this bubble around you, it's not going just to the top of your head, because our energy expands further than that. So we're taking it all the way up to the Great Divine, to Father Sky, however the stars, the galaxy, whatever you connect with, and you're sealing yourself off, and you're clearing that space, and you're asking that only that you are protected, and that only the highest come through. Okay, I think that's a really important part when you're doing any protection or any clearing. That you're clearing for your higher good, okay? And that you're protected for, and anyone who's coming through is only for your good, okay? So when you get that bubble completely surrounded you, okay, then what is really helpful is then to ask for, if you are absorbing any other people's emotions for the day, that they are then to be released back down into Mother Earth. Okay, so that's a really important step, okay? Look, that whole thing, again, it can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 10-15 minutes. It just depends on what you feel that you're needing that day. So once you've done that, then you go out and you go about your day, and you find that you are in a big group situation and you're just getting bombarded with all of these different emotions, or my partner is a big fan of watching the news, and that's been really hard for me lately, being a big empath with everything that's going on. So just sending back love. Okay. Other tips that can really help an empath. So what happens is that by the time you hit the end of the day, yes, you've done your protection. Yes, you're clearing that energy for other people and those emotions for other people. And then sometimes still by the end of the day, you're feeling really heavy. So what I like to do is, when I'm leaving work and I get into my car, I ask, before I step in, I actually open the car door, I ask for anything that is not mine, any emotions that are not mine, to be released back to Mother Earth. Okay? Releasing those back, clearing that's a really good step, so you're not taking everything from the day with you into the car and then into the house. Okay? So that's really helpful, but again, still sometimes that's not quite enough. So if you are feeling really heavy with other people's emotions and you're finding that's not really quite cutting it, having a shower when you first get home can be really great as well, because water is very clearing. Picture the water as it's falling down on you. Picture it as a specific color that you're feeling drawn to. Usually for clearing, we work a lot with whites and golds. So picturing that as white light or gold light, just completely clearing the body, and then anything that's not yours, any emotions or anything that's feeling overwhelming, is then released back down into Mother Earth. All right. I feel like that's a lot of information for today. I could yammer on for ages with this one, but I hope that was really helpful with just a couple of those little tips and techniques. But the biggest thing is that as an empath, when we're taking other people's emotions, or we've had a really heavy conversation, anything like that, remember, key things to remember: 1, ground. 2, it's not your responsibility to fix it for them. It's your responsibility to help them be able to not feel so overwhelmed by their emotions. And 3, really important to release those emotions that you're taking for other people, releasing them back down into Mother Earth, or up to Spirit, whatever you feel drawn to. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Again, my name is Ashley. I'm from Soaring Sparrow Healing. If you would like, please click like and subscribe. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. So I'm just giving it a go, stepping outside of my comfort zone. So thank you so much for listening. Also as well, I do offer one-on-one healing. I do medicine women work, which I'm going to do a video around more about what that entails and what that is. I also do intuitive coaching and psychic readings as well. And also Lomi Hawaiian massage, which is beautiful. So please feel free to like, subscribe, and check out my website as well, soaringsparrowhealing.com.au. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I can definitely go into more detail with you and actually take you through the process of that grounding and releasing and clearing as an empath. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you all have a fantastic afternoon.